All right, everyone. Welcome to today's tech session on Google Classroom. My name is Jamie Lusatter, and I am the Chief Technology Officer for the district. I know some of you have been to my sessions before, but just wanted to thank you so much for joining today and extend a warm welcome. If you're a new student, if you're brand new to the district, can you do me a favor and try raising your hand? So if you're a new family or new student, just raise your hands quickly so I can get a sense of how many of you are out there. Thank you. That's great. Thanks, Sheila, Katie, Minatoa, Pete, Reginald. Oh, a lot of you, about 10 of you. Great, excellent. Thanks, Thomas. Max, you've been in a ton of sessions. Thanks for coming back. Thanks, Connie. Awesome. All right, you can go ahead and I'll lower your hands. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Just playing out with our tech tools. All right. So, as I mentioned, Jamie Lusatter, Chief Technology Officer, and just a, kind of a fast repeat. I started school here in 8th grade, and I'm a huge fan of our district, and came back here to teach for a few years before moving into the tech department. And my passions really are teaching and learning. So I really want to make sure we have the best experience possible for your students, no matter the circumstances. So all the lessons and trainings that we are doing now apply to when school is remote or school is in session. All of these are the skills and things you're going to want your kids to know how to do. And students, for those of you that are here, thank you so much for joining. I'm hoping to make this fun for you. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to share my screen and actually give you a copy of our notes for today, because this is going to be something we're going to follow along. So I'm going to post in the chat. There's a Google Doc. You can access it now if you want, but you don't have to. So just know that that's there for you, and we're going to go over it together. So let me share my screen. Oh, and actually, I have something else for you. I want to know what you know about Google Classroom. So we're going to start with a quiz. So I'm going to post this in the chat. If you could click on that link, and I have a short quiz for you on Google Classroom. So take a few minutes. Parents, you can do this with your students. Students, you can do this on your own. So try that out. Post in the chat if it's not working, please. But take a couple minutes. I want to do a pre-test with you and see what you know. So you should have a link to the Google form. It should be blue and say, do not see it. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's not working for me. 1 second. Let me make sure I'm putting it in the right place. Oh, I know it's not working. I have to fix something. Thank you. If you're not using a LCUSD email address, it won't let you sign in. Let me make that adjustment. Thank you for your quick reporting. Okay, now it should work. Let me try one more time and post this in the chat. Okay, and it should be correct. Let me fix the document. Thanks for your patience with this live teaching experience. The link on the doc should be correct. Let me just double check. Yeah, okay. Give it a try and it should be working for you. You should get to a blue form that says Google Pretest. And I'm taking from the silence of the chat that it might be working, and the link isn't working. Sophie, can you tell me what error you're seeing? And if this doesn't work, we'll try it together. Check the settings one more time. Yeah, I just tried it in an incognito window, so it should work. Try again, and if not, it's okay. Thank you, Colette. Yeah, good idea. If you copy and paste into your browser. Oh, somebody turned one in. All right, excellent. So I know it's working. It's okay if you were struggling a little bit. This is, pretend it's the first day of school. We'll have patience and give it a try. Thanks for that awesome suggestion, Colette. And Mei Jung, I see that you're here again. Let me know if you want to, if you're here just to observe, that's awesome. If you wanted to help translate, let me know if you want to use the chat or use the voice feature. It'd be nice to do either, whatever you're comfortable with. So just let me know. All right, 6 of you got your answers in. Good job. Excellent. All right, I'm seeing that some of you are, one of you is claiming to be an expert. That's awesome. And that's fine, Marta, if you're here just to watch, totally fine. Let me show you, I'll show you what I'm seeing because it's quite cool. Okay, thank you, Mei Jung, perfect. All right, so the super cool thing about Google Forms, and 16 of you have answered so far, that's wonderful. I created this pre-test, and then as you're taking the exam, I'm seeing all the responses right now. So I'm seeing kind of questions. So I see that this is a question that we need to work on a little bit more because only 3 of you got this one correct. And then I can see that 17 of you said that you've used Google Classroom before, so that's awesome. I can see your comfort level breakdown, so that's really great. And then I can start to see your answers. So this is what we're going to use to study and kind of go through Google Classroom today. So a lot of you got the definition of Google Classroom correct. That's awesome. Fantastic. Okay, so let's start with this first one. So yes, exactly. What is Google Classroom? So this is an online place that, again, where teachers are going to post assignments. And since so many of you have been in here before, you know that already. So that's great. And then there's a couple of you that aren't familiar. But again, Google Classroom is this hub where teachers are going to be posting assignments and asking questions. Students are going to submit their work. It's this one-stop shop for the kind of the hub of the classroom. Some teachers may choose to also have a website, and on their website, they might have links and resources and things about them, but they're going to be kind of going over exactly the layout of all their classes. But Google Classroom will be the key to submitting homework. And we're hearing that many of our students, pretty much 3rd grade and up, will be using Google Classroom. And then 2nd grade teachers are deciding right now between Classroom and Seesaw. And we'll know shortly exactly where they land on, and then I can notify families so you know exactly which one you're going to be prepping for. So that's in the works right now. We're really just trying to choose the best one for the age groups. And the 2nd grade teachers that I talked to said they really like the organization in Google Classroom for their kids. So that's something they're considering. All right, 33 of you got this in. That's perfect. Okay, so next question, how do we get to Google Classroom? And this was tricky because you could choose all of these ways. So you can just go to Google and say, go to Google Classroom. You can use Classlink, which I'm a big proponent of because that's our digital library, a resource for everything related to schoolwork. And there's a classroom app in there. You can also, if you start to learn, students, this is super important for you. If you start to learn the domains, this is my kind of tech tip for you, then you can get anywhere in Google land. So if you remember google.com, if you put any of the tools in front of Google that you want to go to, so for example, if you want to go to Google Docs, you can type in docs.google.com and get right there. If you want to go to Google Slides, you can do slides.google.com. If you want to get to your mailbox, mail.google.com. And if you want to get to Classroom, say it with me at home, classroom.google.com. So that's where you would head. So learning those domains is an easy way to kind of remember. And a lot of websites kind of follow that pattern. So tools that you use, you'll see that repeated. And then you can also bookmark things. So our students, I know, love doing bookmarks. So that's when you, for me, if you see on my screen, I have all these bookmarks across up here. To bookmark something, you can grab on this little lock or whatever's there, and when you drag it down here, you'd actually have a bookmark there. So here's my Google form that I've bookmarked. So that's an easy way. So you just grab it there. And if you don't see this bookmark and I'm using Google Chrome. If you don't see this here, I think it's Command-Shift-B. Let me double check. Yes. So on your computer, either Control and Shift plus B will bring the bookmark bar down. You can also use the tools over here. If you forget that shortcut, if you go to the 3 dots and then bookmarks, you can hit Show Bookmark Bar, and then your bookmarks will be there. I also have this super fun trick of shortening them. So rather than having these kind of long names across the top, you'll see some of them are short or even just a single image. If you right click your bookmark and click edit, you can make it shorter. So if I wanted this to just say forms, and I do this, so I have more room for more bookmarks. So that's just a tip about bookmarking. And then let me pause there because I went over just kind of a couple things, and then I want to actually show you around Google Classroom. So for the next few questions, I'm going to use my memory of my domains, and I'm going to go to classroom.google.com. And while that's loading, let me just check in on the chat. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you for those questions. Okay. So yes, Max, I know I tricked you. You didn't know you can use multiple answers. Sorry about that. That's totally fine. You'll get a second chance at this. And then if you didn't take it, it's okay. This is just part of learning about Google Classroom. So I wanted to use your data to get started. Okay, so a couple of you had questions about the stream. So let me show you, and now that you kind of were learning the terms related to Google Classroom, I'm gonna go to this one here. This is my demo classroom. Actually, let me back up because somebody had a question about how all this works. So let me go from the very beginning. So for our students, when you're getting ready for the first day of school, your teachers are going to have a list of all your names. And sometime next week, we're hoping it's Wednesday or Thursday, we are going to tell you, you're going to be able to look in Aries. If you're in elementary school, you'll look in Aries and you'll see your teacher's name. So your parents will open up Aries and you'll be able to see who your teacher is. And then sometime on Friday, either they're going to do this or I'm going to help them. They're going to connect Google Classroom to their class roster. And when that happens, you will have a box here in Google Classroom for next year's teachers. So you'll be able to see them. And high school students, this is probably happening on Friday as well. So we're going to try to get all of this done on Friday. So you won't have to worry about joining a class, which is this button here where you click on this and join a class, but I'm still going to show you what that looks like. So know that we're going to get all of your classes ready for you. And sometimes in the past, you had to hit join class and then actually do that manually, but we have it automated this year. So that should be pretty good. So when you next week, towards the end of the week, you'll be able to see your classrooms. So I'm going to open one up. And just so that you get a little bit of a tour, the stream is the first page. And they call it a stream because it's just this long running record. Again, I don't have many things in here, but this could scroll on. The nickname for it is Infinity Pool. It can just go on forever of all the stuff that's going on with your classroom. And I think sometimes this can just be a lot to sift through. But if you want to go back and see everything that's happened, it's all here. Yes, thank you. Teachers will sometimes just post announcements in here. So you can see in this one here, I said, welcome to the Google Classroom Training Wheels class. We want to make sure you know all the basics to be ready for school. So teachers may sometimes just post announcements in here and information for you to know. And then on this box here, this is where it kind of shows your upcoming work. So that's important to know. And then across the top are the other places you can go in Classroom. So Stream's pretty straightforward. Some teachers will allow you to put comments on there. Some teachers won't. So it just depends on the class rule. Some teachers may want to post something and then have you comment and answer questions. Other teachers, it's just purely announcements. So they'll let you know. The second page is Classwork, and this is where students, you'll be spending most of your time. If you've been on it before, you know that this is where all your stuff is. So there are a couple assignments in here, and I labeled mine. I made a section for August 5th as a way to help students know when everything is due. Your teachers are getting the same kind of direction. So you might see them labeling all of their content. So as after time goes on, it'd be super nice if there were just like weekly chunks. So you'd know, okay, this is this week's homework. This is this week's homework. Sometimes teachers like to do it by category. So all your writing work, this for elementary, all your writing work would be together. All of your math work might be together. I've even seen some teachers in the upper grades, they like to do a Google Classroom for each subject. So again, your teachers will show you how they're going to organize it. And that's just something to watch for. So you kind of know the ins and outs of where all your work is, and they'll be giving you clear direction on that. And then for high school students, you'll have a Google Classroom for every class. And you probably experienced that last year, or for our newbies, you'll see that this year for the first time. Okay, so let me look back at our quiz. Find it again. There we go. Make sure it's this one. Sorry, too many tabs open. Yes. There we go. Thank you. The difference between Stream and Classwork. So most of you got this right. Really good job. I was pretty tricky on this one. So showing you again that Stream has some similarities in that you may see your work posted here, but I wanted to show you this one button. Teachers have the option of turning off notifications in Stream, meaning you would only see, let me show you what that does. Hit save. Now you would only see announcements. And I think this would be a good recommendation for our teachers and students. Let me know if this would make a difference for you too. So please post in the chat if you've used Google Classroom, if you think this would help. If the Stream only had announcements. So if students weigh in, if you've used Google Classroom in the chat, tell me if you would prefer teachers to turn off the assignment notifications or have them in the Stream. What is better for you? I'm leaning towards it just be announcements and you only go here to see kind of news and updates, but then you always know all your homework is in classwork, because I feel like otherwise, like you saw before, there were 3 or 4 posts here. So again, students answer in the chat if you think, and if you don't know, totally fine. Thank you, Azumi. But just something I was considering that maybe teachers should turn that off so it's a little bit clearer to read. Okay, so when we look at the difference between Stream and Classwork, thank you, Alberto and Pete, for weighing in. That's awesome. So Stream can show your assignments, notifications, and announcements. And then Classwork is showing you all of the work. So again, just something I think would be a good recommendation. All right, and then next on our quiz, can you post in Stream? So this is one I answered for you. If your teachers turn it on, awesome. 23 of you knew the answer to that one. Really good job. So again, it is teacher choice, and it really depends on the assignment. They may want to get your feedback on something, and so you'll get a chance to have conversations there. This one's also super important. Where can you find a list of assignments that you need to do? And there are tons of ways. So let me show you that specifically. So if you're on the main page, again, the Stream, you'll see this upcoming box right here that shows you everything that's due. So in this demo classroom, there are 2 accounts due, 2 assignments due. And then also if I go to Classwork, I can see the 2 assignments are here. So I wanted to show you this from a student perspective in a second so you can see this what the student side looks of it if it's new for you. And then you can also go to, I think here, topics. It'll show you just what's due this week. So for example, if you had there was just a lot in here and you wanted to see just what was in that week, you could see that here. And let me show you one other, let me show you another classroom that has more things in it to show you how it can start to get a little overwhelming and why the organization really helps. So in this one, you can see there's just there's a lot of stuff in here. And if I wanted to see just what I needed to do during this week, maybe I'm looking for makeup work, you could click here. And then again, the teachers may have them organized by weeks. They may have it organized by topics. That will all be here. I also made this one called materials. So this is an idea your teacher might also try to just list all their resources in one place. So this kind of organization on the side is super helpful. And let me go back to our other one. So just what I'm doing right now, students, so something for you to consider, when you click on classes, you can kind of go picture by picture to find all of them. Or what I was also doing is you can just pick from this list to just see all your list of classes. So know that there are two ways to get to everything. So let's check our quiz. So where do you find your list of assignments? So I showed you on stream, you look at the top left for view all. If the teacher is using the stream, you might see them there, or for sure Classwork in the, all the assignments are posted there. So good job, a lot of you got that one right. And this is a cool trick I learned from our student tech council who taught me this last week. How do you know what assignments you haven't turned in? So you can click on view your work and you can see everything turned in or missing. And also bonus, things would be grayed out if they're not submitted. So that's really cool. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm gonna switch our view to a demo classroom with students. So give me 1 second. Just going to switch this to another one that I have open. All right, so this is the same classroom, but I'm logged in as a student. And you'll notice it's super similar. So when I go, oh, actually super similar because it's still me logged in as a teacher. Hold on 1 second, I picked the wrong screen. Sorry about that, just double checked it. There we go. Okay, so this is me logged in as a student, and let me go to the main page. And you can see what's different is I know I'm a student because I don't have the grades tab here. So that's how I just double checked really quickly. When I go to Classwork, as a teacher, everything would be in this dark color, but as a student, I see both the light color and the dark color. So when it is gray, then I know I've turned that in. So I can kind of scan and see, oh wow, I have about 5 assignments I haven't turned in. But another button that students have is this view your work button. And when you click that, you can see this really nice view of everything. So again, this is a classroom that I've posted a lot of stuff in for testing, but I can quickly see if I've turned something in, if it's late, if it's missing, and get a quick view. And I can even filter over here. If I want to see everything that was assigned, if I want to see all my work that was returned, I can take a look there. If I want to see everything that's missing, I can do this here. So let me show you one more time how I got there, so students have that practice. Just going back. Okay, so I am starting at the beginning. I go to Classwork, and then I go to View Work, and this is where I have the super long list. But if I just want to quickly find what I'm missing, I will go here to Missing. And I see that I have 6 assignments. I have a Star Wars quiz. I don't know why I forgot to take that. Some networking practice, practicing uploading a photo, all of that's there for you. So let me pause for a second. Are there any, let me check questions. Thank you for the person who posted a question. Oh, so you lost internet. Don't worry, I'm recording and you'll be able to watch this again after. Any other questions about what we've covered so far? I think this one's probably most important for students, is kind of finding where your missing work is. And then the next one I'm going to teach you is just making sure you have some ideas how to turn everything in. All right. Let me switch over back to our main page. Okay, so we just learned how to find assignments you don't know how to turn in. And now we're to, if you're ready to turn in assignments, how do you do that? So, wow, almost all of you got this right. Awesome. That's what I'm hoping you see, is that Google Classroom's pretty easy. There are a couple pitfalls, but for the most part, pretty easy. So turning an assignment, you just go to your assignment, you choose View Assignment, and then follow the directions. But I really want you to see, this is where students can run into some complexities. So I'm going to my Classwork page and it's loading. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to look at my first assignment, and this one says my name is, and when I open it up, I can click view assignment. This would be the same for the student view. Teachers, I get to see all of this awesome stuff, but hold on, let me go back. So students would see this. And so it says, for this assignment, you are going to practice with Google Slides. Please add your first name, make the background a new color, change the font, then add 3 of your favorite hobbies or things you like to do for fun. So students, this is my next pro tip for you. Please read the directions super carefully. Some of the teachers, especially for our younger students, I'm teaching them how to record a voice comment to go here. So you'll actually be able to listen to your teacher tell you the directions, but it's important that you practice reading them really carefully and know exactly what you do, what are supposed to do. You don't want to miss a step and then turn it in and it not be done correctly. So let me switch back over to student view so you can see what this looks like on the other side, and then we can practice turning in an assignment together. Okay, so let me go to the correct classroom. So I'm in Classwork, and this again, I'm logged in as a student. So I'm on the my name is. So I'm going to click view assignment. And then this is where sometimes kids get stuck, is you're like, wait, okay, I have the directions. What am I supposed to do? So over here, if you see this where it says your work, this means there's a copy of this for you to work on. So you click on it to open it up. And so your teacher made a template for you and they want you to do this work. So remember the directions were put your name, put your 3 hobbies, and change the background. So I'm going to do Jamie. And I'm going to add, in order of importance, cycling, hiking, and reading. Although the most I do is reading, second most I do is hiking, and third is cycling. And my directions were to change my background. So I'm going to go to background. I'm going to pick a new color. Let's go purple this time. Add done. Okay, now I will go back over here and then I'm going to click turn in. So even though I worked on the slide over here, this was the one my teacher assigned me. So it's this one's mine because it has my name on it. This is my test account, and I'm going to hit turn in. And then it says one attachment is going to be submitted, turn in. And there you go. Sue, thank you for your question. I'm going to give you the link and you'll be able to join my Google Classroom and play. So now it shows that I'm submitted. If I get all of this right, I'm going to get 70,000 points. That's a pretty awesome score from a teacher. Thank you. And that's it. You're done. If I go back to my list, I can see that my assignments are down to just 1 is due. I'll go to Classwork and I'll hit view all my work. And I see that 1 is turned in, 1's assigned. And so that's ready to go. And, oh, sorry, Clara. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Nice to meet you, Clara. So I wanted to give you guys a chance to also play with this. So students, for those of you that are on, let me post this doc in the chat again. And parents, you'll also have access. If you are a brand new student and you don't have a Google school Google account yet, and you have no experience with Google Classroom, like this is totally brand new, will you raise your hand, please, so I can see how many people, if you've never used Classroom and you're brand new to LCUSD. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna send you something in the chat. So you have an account to practice with. I'm going to give you a login, a LCUSD login, a demo one. All right, keep your hands up as I send you this note. So again, what I'm sending you is a LCUSD login and password. And you can go to classroom.google.com and you can sign in and you'll be able to play with Google Classroom. Okay, so send in that right now. I'm giving you a username and a password. And if you have experience, you're fine, unless you really want to practice with my demo classroom. This is just for our brand new rookies who want a chance to play around a little bit. All right, sending out one more. Sorry, Katie, I hit move to panelists versus chat. 1 second, let me fix that. And students, I have just a couple more things and then we're gonna wrap this up. We're almost done. So thank you for hanging in there while I help a few of our newbies. Okay, so directions for those of you that I just messaged. And let me make sure if everybody, so if you had your hand raised, I sent you a chat. Let me double check that I got everybody. I think I missed one. 1 second. So you're getting a email address that'll help you log into Classroom, and you're getting a password. And then if you go to classroom.google.com, you can sign in and play with Google Classroom. And if this isn't working for you, just stick around after and I'll make sure it works. Let me have one more. Thanks for your patience. And as you're watching, you'll notice that this does take a little bit of time to get people logged in. That's why we're going to try to have it all done ahead of time. So before school starts, we'll make sure that this is all working. Okay, so a few of you should be getting in there. Okay, and then the rest of you that are on the doc, let's go over and so if you were able to get in, you'll be able to kind of practice and turn in assignments. And then let's look at the document together so you can see what we've covered and what we're going to wrap up with. And then I'll save time for questions, so you'll be able to ask me any questions that you have. Okay, so on the doc that I see a lot of you are on, if you really want to see like step by step all the things I showed you, like a walkthrough, posting an assignment, turning an assignment, all of that in graphic form, I have a document here that I found from a really cool educator named Casey Bell. So you can read that 14-page document if you want. You guys took the pre-test, so we got to see what you knew about Google Classroom. And if you want to join my Google Classroom and you already have a school mylcusd.net account, please go ahead and you can join my Google Classroom and you can play around with it. So just to get yourself ready and familiar, so you can do that. That's the login for you. And then I have a couple assignments again for you to practice on. I demoed this one here. Oops, sorry, going too fast. I demoed the Google Slide one where you got to hit kind of turn in. So, oh yeah, that one was this one right here. So we turned in an assignment and I wrote in my hobbies and background. And now that we've kind of covered all of that, let me check the form to see if there's anything else. So we did turn in an assignment. This one that a lot of you, I wrote a very tricky answer in there for you. So to join a classroom, there will be on the main page, teachers can turn on this Meet link. And so that means that for the first day of school, to get to your classes, all you're gonna have to do is go to your Google Classroom, and then the link to join the class should be right there. So this is gonna be my recommendation to the teachers, and we're sharing that with them right now, and we're trying to get all of that ready. If anything changes, we're gonna be emailing, or the teacher will be emailing one of us. It'll be me or your teacher will be emailing Friday to let you know exactly how to get to your classes on the first day. So no, that's coming. This would be the easiest, most straightforward way is you just go to your Google Classroom, you find your code, you log in, you just click the button right here. And that's all it is. And so for, oh, I'm seeing in the chat. So for this new students, we are getting your accounts made right now. So I should have them to you Friday or Monday at the latest. And I will send you directions of how to log in, and it will be your Google account that connects you to everything. So don't worry, that's coming really soon. We just had we have a server that's angry with us right now. We're trying to fix it. So that'll be coming soon. And then thank you for the question about the Seesaw class. Yes, I'm prepping that right now because I want to make sure our TK 1s and 2s have practice with Seesaw. So again, that's the last question there. And okay, so that was my final question. So I have for you a post test. Let me change a setting so you can all take it. Let's see how much you learned today. And let me get the preview button and make sure this works for you so I don't have to fix sharing permissions. Perfect. Okay, so this is my final, let's see how much you learned. So please take this post-test quiz. And I'll pause now, and any questions that you have, you can post in the Q&A. If there's something else you want me to show you, or students, if you've used Google Classroom and there are things that you would like to be a little bit different, or things your teachers could do differently, post for me so I can give them that feedback. So you're taking the quiz, or you're posting, and you're posting questions for me. So let's take the post test and let's see how you do with your responses. And we'll wait for those to come in. And Clara, you can join my demo classroom with your school account now that you have the doc. And thank you for your question about last year's Google Classroom. I can show you what to do with that. If you want, if you go on the main page with all of your classes, let me show you what that looks like. We switch over to our student one. So this is what you see probably as a student. You might see a couple in here. You can go into the 3 dots and you can just put unenroll. And then you leave the class, which is what you want to do. You want to clear everything out, but all of your stuff, everything you created on all your homework still lives in Google Drive. So you can go ahead and clean out your old classes. So it looks like that. So again, students, you can just click the 3 dots and click unenroll, and then you can leave your class. Awesome question. Class code, 1 second, I will give you that. Thank you, Caleb, for your question. I have it on the shared doc that I gave you, but let me post it in the chat for you. Hi, Claire, welcome back. All right, so that is in. So Caleb, I posted the code for you. So copy and paste that in and you can join the classroom. So again, classroom.google.com, go to the plus up in the top right, and you can sign in to the classroom. And I will turn on comments so you can send me messages there if you have questions about anything. So let me turn on commenting for students. All right, let's check on our quiz and see how you're doing. Oh, excellent, 15. You guys are such good students. I'm so excited. A couple more people are feeling like they're an expert. Good job. Thank you so much for that feedback. A lot of you, oh, let me share a screen so you guys can see what I see. That's not fair if I get the data and you don't. 1 second. There we go. All right, so this was super cool. This definitely went up from last time. Let's check our previous data. We had, let's see how well we did. 42 responses last time, and 5 out of 42 thought you were an expert. When we look at, I gotta close some of those extra tabs. We're still at 5, but only 19 have responded. So I'm hoping that will go up. So that's awesome. Thank you for the question about if work was turned in. So if the work was turned in and it wasn't given back, I think it does revert back to you. So, but hopefully the teachers, yeah, because once you've turned it in, once they mark it, once they've graded it, it should go back to you, but you should still have a copy. I think you keep a copy of it, you just can't edit it, is what I remember. So thank you for that question. So Daniel, your question about being new for your username, it will be first part of your name plus your last name and the year you're going to graduate. So we'll be giving that for your Google account. We'll be giving that to you if that's what your question was. If not, you can rewrite it. Just checking our six experts. All right, we gained one more. Most of you got what is Google Classroom correct? Awesome. A lot of you got this one right, knowing that you could choose all would apply. Good job. Okay, just to reiterate, Stream and Classwork. So Classwork really is that place that Stream can show assignments and Classwork shows all assignments. So Stream is really for announcements and Classwork is all assignments, but you did great on that one. Awesome job on knowing if your teacher turned it in. Great. Thank you for the question about GATE and Math Olympiad. So yes, there'll still be GATE. Our amazing teacher, Mrs. Glasner, is still putting things together. And Math Olympiad, I know they were reworking it as different experiences. So, but definitely you can send her an email and ask her about Math Olympiad. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Let me check the chat to see what's going on there. So for the question about when will we get Google Classroom username and password? So if you are an existing student or parent, if you had a student from last year, they will, once the teacher's schedules are done, they're gonna then add all the kids to the Google Classroom. So nothing needs to be done on your end. The kids will be added automatically. All right, and that's all I have for you. That was our Google Classroom walkthrough for students. Please take advantage of, again, if you want to practice, play in my demo land classroom. You can write me notes in there and ask me questions. You can try out my practice homework assignments. You can try turning things in and unsubmitting to practice how that works. And just play around in there. I'll post a few more assignments for you to play with, but I would encourage for our elementary students, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, go in there and play a little bit. Turn in something, take it out, post a comment to me, all of those things, so you really learn how to use everything. And Katie, thank you for your question about your email. So you'll get your new school email either Friday or Monday. My team's getting them put together right now. So thank you. And then school starts on August 17th. So all classes are going to be online to start school, and your teachers will be sending you, or I will be sending you, one of us will be sending you the directions for how to get to your first day of school. So like I said, it will either be inside your Google Classroom for our older kids, and you'll click the code right here, but your teachers will tell you where to go. So they're super excited. They're preparing a lot of fun things for you. They can't wait to meet you and get to know you. And your tech team is here for you. So let me post, as always, if you need me, you can email me at jl@lcusd.net. So students know you can reach me anytime. And then you can also put in tech tickets. So if you're having a tech problem at home, something's not working on your Chromebook or something's not working with your assignment, go to help.lcusd.net and post it there. Thanks, Clara, for joining. See you later. All right, anyone else that has to leave, you're welcome to. That was the end of my session, but I'll also stick around if there are more questions. So please let me know. There's still about 47 of you here. So if you have questions, please write them in the Q&A or in the chat, and I will help you. And thanks, students, for coming. It was super fun to have you. If you are in 5th or 6th grade, I'm doing another session tomorrow night to talk specifically about all the different types of tools you'll see in 5th or 6th grade. If you are in 3rd or 4th grade, that'll be next Wednesday. And for our TK through 2 students and families, I have a special session for you just on Monday night. The link on Classlink. Classlink, the link, if you mean, Rebecca, if you mean the link for Classroom, it will just direct you to Classroom. So it'll just be writing Classlink. I'll show you what that looks like. So I'll go to classlink.lcusd.net, and Classlink, again, students, you know how important this is. This is where you want to go to get to all your stuff. As soon as teachers are scheduled, you'll start seeing all your textbooks show up. So those aren't there quite yet until we finish rostering with our teachers. Let me sign in, and that's going to happen towards the end of next week. They're getting all the students assigned to teachers. All of that work's getting done right now. And then when you go to Classlink, you will see all of your textbooks. So if you log in right now, you might not see many. And new students, I will send you, when you get your email address, I will also send you specifically directions about this. So if you haven't seen this before, Classlink is just for all your textbooks. So again, don't worry about that today. I'll make sure you have time to play with this. But you can go here and go directly to Google Classroom from Classlink. So this is our place that kind of everything is stored. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for being so chatty. Super nice to have all of you here. Oh, Daniel. So if Daniel, are you a new, hold on 1 second. I know how to fix this. We'll make this a little bit easier. Okay, Daniel, you can talk now. Can you unmute and ask me your question?
I was wondering if you're like, since I'm new and I don't know the username and password for now, so what should I do? Like,
oh, okay. So do you want to play with one of the accounts just so you can kind of see Google Classroom? Is that what you're asking for?
I got the page ready where it says username and password. I just don't know what to put.
Got it. Okay, hold on. I'll put it in the chat for you and you can type it in.
All right.
So 1 second, you're gonna see something come just from me. Okay, do you see an email address with a number?
In which chat?
Not the Q&A one, the one that's like below the list of people. Should be on the right side.
The right. Okay, I'm gonna check.
Or towards the bottom, look for where it says chat. See if you can push a button for chat to turn on it.
Chat. It started with a 10, right?
Yes, that one. Okay, and then I'm typing what the password is right now.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Sheila. Thanks for coming.
I'm gonna go back to Zoom so I can see. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, go back to Zoom, and then that will be the password, and then you can type that in, and then you'll get. Yeah, that's the password. So type that in, and then you'll be able to sign in. So if you go to classroom.google.com and then type in that email address, and that's just a demo one for a few days.
Thank you. But
you're so welcome.
First, I'm gonna check it one more time.
Okay, don't leave. I'll stay with you. Thank you, Calix family. If you have a question, I'm happy to also take your question. I saw your hands up. Hi, Dev. Hold on 1 second. I'll promote you over. I think we're good though, but you can come over and play.
Right now I'm signing in. It says please. Okay, I think I did something invalid because it says invalid username or password.
Okay, so type in 10.
You know what? I'm actually just